Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. I wanted to do another video on David Bowie because he is my favourite artist, and I actually ranked all his albums a few months back. In fact, it was one of the very first videos I ever did, within the first 5 for the VC, and I haven't really done much on him since. So I thought I might have a go at ranking his singles, but he's had so many that it's near on impossible, because you're talking well over 50, possibly over 60 singles. So I decided to take what is his most critically acclaimed years, which was whenever he was signed to RCA in the 1970s, and rank those singles. So I'll be ranking from 1972, when his first single came out with RCA, which was Changes, and I'm going up to 1982, which was his last year with RCA, and the last single on in 82 was the actual EP, the Bal's Hymn EP, or the Bertoch Bal, or Bertoch Brecht, sorry, which featured 5 songs. Now I do know that in 1983 a single came out in RCA, White Light White Heat, to promote the Ziggy Stardust The Motion Picture album, but I'm not going to count that. And I also know in the 90s a couple of singles came out in RCA as well around the time of the Outside album, so but I'm going to leave that too. I'm also not going to include any collaborations. So the Under Pressure single with Queen, which was actually on EMI anyway, is not included, and I'm not going to include the duet with Bing Crosby, Peace on Earth Little Drummer Boy, which incidentally is my favourite all-time collaboration that he ever did. So starting off, there's actually 32 singles here, and I'm going to whiz through them. I will say that about 5 or 6 of them are actually, they were not, well, they were original singles, but they were culled from previous albums, either to promote a greatest hits type LP, or to capitalise on the success that Bowie was having at that time. So they pulled other singles from, you know, a couple albums beforehand. But I'll come to them and I'll mention them whenever I get there. So number 32, and I have to give it to the Bal's Hymn, Bertolt Brecht. It's a TV play basically, and it's 5 songs. It's not designed to set the charts alight. It's okay, it's interesting. It works better as a 10-inch format, like a little mini album, but I was disappointed when I bought this in 1982, because it was really one of the first new singles to come out after I'd become a fan in 1980. So slightly disappointed, but still I do enjoy it. It's good. Number 31. I must say also, there's nothing here I don't like. I like everything, absolutely like everything, but just some are much better than others. 31, I'm going to go with Breaking Glass, the live single from stage in 1978, which features Ziggy Stardust and Art Deckhead on the B-side. It's an extended version of the Low album track. It's not as good as the Low album track, so it gets my number 31. Number 30, from 1980, this was recorded around the same time as the stage live album. This is the Alabama Song, a cover of, I'm not too sure who wrote this. It wasn't Breck, it was maybe Jacques Brel. Obviously the Doors did this on their debut album. The B-side of this is Space Oddity, which is a really haunting, stripped back acoustic version of the song, which is often known as the Kenny Everett version. Completely different to the single version, and it's quite disturbing. So this is my number 30. Number 29, and the second single from Heroes. This is Beauty and the Beast. This is not a bad song. I still do think that it shouldn't have been the single from Heroes, the second single. I think it should have gone to The Secret Life of Arabia, but it's still a pretty damn good song, and this is my number 29. Number 28, and this is TVC 15, back with We Are the Dead. Yeah, the second single from Station to Station is actually my least favourite song off Station to Station, but it works better as a single format because maybe a little bit too long, Station to Station. But yeah, this didn't do too well, number 30 something or other. And this is my number 28. Number 27, and the second single from Low, and this is Be My Wife, back with Speed of Life. By the way, I'm showing, if I can, British picture sleeves, and if I can't, foreign picture sleeves, and if I can't show them either, the reissue of the picture discs. In the 1970s, there was very few picture sleeves released from David Bowie singles, so rather than show you a box standard orange label RCA with a either blue or a green and white sleeve, I would go with the foreign ones. So this is Be My Wife, number 27. Again, I think this is a poor choice of a single from Low. I think the better choice would have been What in the World. Number 26, and this is the first picture disc I'm going to show you, and this is Knock on Wood from David Live. I really enjoy this track. It had a live version of Panic in Detroit on it as well, which was excellent. This actually got top 10, so it did so in 1974. Brilliant version, brilliant live album, one of my favourite live albums of all time. Number 25, and I'm going to go with Suffragette City, and this was obviously to promote, as you can see, the Changes One Bowie album, and they put the song Stay as its B-side. This failed to chart as well. I don't think it was the right choice to actually promote that single, to be honest with you. I don't think they needed to promote the single because Space Holiday had just been released and got to number 1, so I think they're just trying to make a few quid out of this, and it kind of backfired on them. So this is number 25. Number 24, and the second single from Lodger, is DJ, back with Repetition. Again, I think it was the wrong choice of single. I would have gone with either Red Sails or Look Back in Anger, or possibly Assassin, but it's still a good song. I really do enjoy it, and this is in an edited form, which I think works quite well as a single, and there's a good video for this as well, where he's walking, I think, the streets of New York, and there's a crowd following him behind him. So this is number 24. Number 23, and the third single from Scary Monsters, is the title track. This managed to scrape the top 20, I believe up to number 19. Good song. Again, it's edited, and again, it had to be edited for single. It was a little bit too long, and it works extremely well. I hate saying this, but there's a song of Scary Monsters which I think it should have been the third single, which was It's No Game. The very first song on side 1, I thought it would be more adventurous, but this is still good, and he played this live quite a few times after the release of the album. You know, he played it during the Serious Moonlight tour, and he brought it back again in the Outside tour, and did it quite a few times. So this is number 23. Number 22, and the fourth single from Scary Monsters, is Up the Hill Backwards. Yeah, this is a good choice of a single as well, and the good thing about this one is back with Crystal Japan, so whenever you bought this you got a new track, because I knew of Crystal Japan, but in those days, you know, you had to get it from a specialist record shop through mail order, and lo and behold, it became the B-side of Up the Hill Backwards. Number 21, and it's John, I'm Only Dancing. His second hit single for RCA, and yeah, this is good. There's actually two versions of this as a single. The first one is a slightly slower version, which is not quite as good, and then during the recording sessions for Aladdin Sane, he recorded a new version, speeded it up a little bit, added some more sax, changed the vocals slightly, and it's much better. This is obviously the picture disc, which includes both versions. Now, whenever after recording this second version, it then became the single, so any further singles that were pressed with the same matrix number actually contained the new version. So John, I'm Only Dancing, my number 21, is a good little rock and roll number. Number 20, and it's the cover version Sorrow. This single here is actually promoting the B-side Amsterdam a little bit more. But yeah, this is the single from Pin-Ups, and a great version. Pin-Ups, I just love Pin-Ups at the moment. It's one of my most played Bowie albums. Can't get enough of it. So Sorrow, number 3 hit single in 1973. Number 19, and this is John I'm Only Dancing Again. This is a completely different song to John I'm Only Dancing, and this was written and recorded in 1974 for the Young Americans album, but wasn't included. It's now included on the Gouster album, which is part of the Who Can I Be Now box set, and it was released as a single in 1979 and got to number 12, exactly the same position as John I'm Only Dancing. This is a real great funky track, and it's an edited version. The original version is over 6 minutes long. It's clocked in about 3.5 minutes, and it's a great little single. I do prefer this to John I'm Only Dancing. So it's John I'm Only Dancing again, 1975, even though it was recorded in 74. Number 18, to promote changes to Bowie, we have Wild as the Wind. Very surprised when this came out, but it did quite well. It just failed to make the top 20. I think it got to about 21 or 22. Beautiful song, and he actually did a video for this as well to promote it. So yeah, it's a lovely song from station to station, cover version, but great. And this shows how good a singer David Bowie actually was. So this is number 18. Number 17, and the second single from Scary Monsters, is Fashion. Again, an edited version. Again, this works extremely well. And this is whenever I was really first becoming a David Bowie fan, and this was the first brand new David Bowie single since I had become a fan, because Ashes to Ashes had already just been out, or was in the charts when I was initially becoming a fan. So this was the first new one, and I remember it going into the charts at number 20, and I was so excited, thinking, oh great, he's got a top 20 hit, and the next week it ran up, just jumped up to number 5, and I was jumping all over the place. It was great. So this is Fashion from Scary Monsters. That's my number 17. Number 16, and this is Fame, the second single from Young Americans album, backed with Right, which is also in Young Americans, and which is actually a better song. This got to number 1 obviously in America, and he actually was on Soul Train promoting this, which you can see he looks rather thin and totally out of it, but it's a great song, co-written with Carlos Alomar and John Lennon. It's regarded as one of his classics, but it's up there, but it's not quite the peak for me. So that's Fame at number 16. Number 15, to capitalise on the success he was having, this is Rock and Roll Suicide from the Ziggy Stardust album. This came out 2 years after the album was released, and this is back with Quicksand, I believe. Yeah, from Hunky Dory. This was sandwiched between the Rebel Rebel and the Diamond Dogs single, and it got to 20 something. The RCA company trying to make a few bucks, and there's a reason for it as well, because they had a major success the previous year, which we'll come to, on releasing one of his older tracks. So this is Rock and Roll Suicide from Ziggy, but released in 74. Number 14, his debut single for RCA, Changes. Didn't chart at all, never charted until after his death. It got to number 40 something by either streaming or downloading, which is a disgrace. It's one of his most famous songs as well. So yeah, Changes. David from Hunky Dory, and the B-side was Andy Warhol. Number 13, and the first single from Aladdin Sane, Gene Genie. This and the same riff as Blockbuster, which is the same riff as I'm Your Man, the Yardbirds version of the old blues song. Got to number 2 in the charts. Great song, love it a bit, but it still can't get into the top 10. So the first single from Aladdin Sane, the Gene Genie, and this was back with the brilliant Ziggy Stardust. Number 12, the first single from Station to Station, and this is Golden Years. Wonderful sort of almost doo-woppy type song. Allegedly this was offered to Elvis Presley, but he refused. Top 10 hit in 1975, Golden Years. Number 11, and the first single from Lodger, is Boys Keep Swinging, promoted on Kenny Everett. I love this song. I still love this song. I think it's a great choice of a single. It's often the forgotten about one. It didn't really get on many of the greatest hits albums. So this is Boys Keep Swinging, great single from Lodger. Number 10, and I'm going to go with Diamond Dogs. Yeah, this is the very, very Stonesy. This is his most Stonesy single. It's the second single from Diamond Dogs itself. It's a bit long. It's 6 minutes long. It could have been edited. It was edited for the K-Tel Best Of album in 1980, and that works better as a single. But I still love this. This is excellent. Diamond Dogs, backed by a reworked version of Holy Holy, which was actually a single itself in 1971. Number 9, and the title track from Young Americans. Great song. This was butchered for release in America, a really poor edit, but thankfully the UK got the full version. This is, I think, Bowie at his lyrical and also groovy best. It's very soulful type song. Absolutely love it. Young Americans, and that's my number 9. Number 8, and that is Last Ditch at Glam Rock, Rebel Rebel. Great song, probably one of his most famous songs ever. Brilliant. Can't say anything bad about it at all. Love it. Rebel Rebel, iconic. And number 7, Ashes to Ashes, number 1 hit, first single from Scary Monsters. Again, this song actually, if you take in the whole of the album, this stands out like a sore thumb a bit because it sounds like nothing on the album. This is very new romantic-y, whereas the rest of the album is actually quite Robert Fripp guitar based, you know, and it's almost quite heavy. But this here is brilliant single, iconic video, love it. So that's number 7. Now, excuse me. Now we have a problem because the last 6 I cannot at all split. They're all my number 1 favourites. So these are my top 6 and they all are number 1. But rather than cop out and just list them as all number 1, I've split them because I've taken into consideration their B-sides. So it's the A-side and the B-side, and worked out which is the overall best single. So number 6, I'm afraid, is Drive-In Saturday. Love it to bits, but I don't like the B-side, Round and Round, which is a cover version of the Chuck Berry song. This was the second single from Aladdin Sane, absolutely brilliant, but again, I'm not keen on Round and Round, that's why it falls at number 6. Number 5 is Sound and Vision, backed by A New Career in a New Town. Yes, I do like A New Career in a New Town, but there's some other better B-sides, so this gets my number 5, and I absolutely love Sound Vision. I was going to say it's one of my favourite David Bowie singles. Of course it is. It's in this top 6, which are all number 1s, but this falls to number 5 because of the B-side. Number 4 is Heroes. We all know Heroes. The B-side of this was V2 Schneider, which is slightly better than A New Career in a New Town, and that's why it gets number 4. Number 3, I'm going to go with Starman. Now this single here is an import, which is John and Only Dancing as the B-side, but I'm not counting that. The B-side of this is actually Suffragette City, which was a single in its own right, and it's a great song too. So Starman and Suffragette City together, what a single, and it gets to number 3. So number 2 is Space Oddity, which was a 1969 Phillips song but was obviously re-released in 75. And the B-sides of this are Changes and Velvet Goldmine, two awesome songs, but it still doesn't quite get the #1 position. So this is #2, Space Oddity. So the best Bowie single, because of its A-side and B-side, I'm sure David Bowie fans will know. And okay, this is obviously in the UK because I think it may have been different in America, but in the UK it's Life on Mars. What a song. But the B-side of this is The Man Who Sold the World. What a song. I don't know which one. If The Man Who Sold the World was a single in its own right, it would be one of those 6 as well. I would probably have to extend it 7 because I love it every bit as much. So this is probably the best David Bowie single to buy. The Man Who Sold the World, which was the B-side of Life on Mars, which I bought whenever I was 7 years old. Not this copy, I got this recently to get the picture sleeve. I just got the normal standard one. So there we go. So that's my ranking of the David Bowie singles for the RCA years. I hope you enjoyed this. It went on a little bit too long, but anyway, that's me for now, and I hope to have another video quite soon. So thanks very much, all the best, bye bye.